So what is that diagram thing in the Zimmermann bowing book all about? If any of you have opened up this bowing book and wondered, what the heck is that diagram thing and how do you make sense of it? You've come to the right place. In this video, I'm going to break down the following diagrams. The first diagram will be the most basic at the bottom of page 5, and the other diagram will be the one at the top of page 7. Without further ado, let's jump into it. The first diagram to be covered is the one at the bottom of page 5. In this book, anytime you see this notated A, that's to be played up on the D string with the first finger. Whenever you see this notated E, that'll be played on the G string with the fourth finger. On my bow, I've attached labels A and B to imitate the bow in the diagram. The next diagram to be covered will be at the top of page 7. The primary difference between the first diagram and this one is that diagonal line. The first note will travel from points A to B on the bow. Your next move is to get from B to B1. Now that you are at B, you achieve getting to B1 by simply rolling the bow. Once the bow hair touches the G string, that point becomes your B1. Again, in the diagram, that diagonal line that goes from B to B1 simply represents the bow rolling from the D string to the G string. It's only just a roll of the bow. There is no horizontal movement whatsoever at that point. So this motion from B to B1 is to be executed during the rest in order to prepare for the up bow E in the next bar. Fred Zimmermann explains the purpose and execution of this motion at the top of page 6. During the period of rest, tilt the bow slowly in the direction of the fingerboard until the hair of the bow finds the surface of the G string, engaging it securely preparatory to stroking the note E. See diagram 2, B to B1. This E in the next bar is moving from B1 to C. To get from C to C1, simply roll the bow again and you're back to C1. That last A is going to move from C1 to D. To sum up interpreting that diagram at the top of page 7, you will play a down bow from point A to point B. You will roll your bow from point B to B1, an up bow to get from B1 to C, roll your bow from C to C1 without any scoots or horizontal movement, and finally a nice down bow from C1 to D. One tip to help you maximize your economy of motion is to hover the bow hair slightly over the next string that you're going to be playing. For example, if you're playing between the D and the G string, if you're on the D string and you know you're going to be going over to the G string, you want to hover that bow hair ever so slightly over the G string. When you're about to make that motion, bow hair is basically right there. Same thing, you're on the G string, you know you're going to be going to the D string very soon, have that bow hair hovering over the D string as close as possible. That'll help set you up for maximum bow efficiency. The first link is for a notebook written by Orin. It's got a lot of great exercises in there, some articles, some advice on how to be professional, and some insight on how to maximize getting the most out of Fred Zimmermann's bowing book. She was a star pupil of Fred Zimmermann, and she has been in the New York Philharmonic for many years. The next link will take you to the YouTube channel of Joseph Conyers, bassist in the Philadelphia Orchestra, wonderful player, demonstrates how excerpts should sound, executes them beautifully, solo passages. So if you want to kind of put your ear on this and you haven't checked this out for some reason, make sure you check it out. Next, you'll find a link for Contrabass Conversations hosted by Jason Heath. Great resource. Again, if you haven't checked this out, please do. and discoverdoublebass.com, both great resources for nerding out on double bass material. Thank you so much for watching, and wishing you the best for your double bass journeys.